Mal Meninga hits Central Park in Wigan, and this big crowd. Police are going to restrict the crowd here. Plenty of Aussie supporters amongst this crowd that will be held to 29,100 by the police. Beautiful day. Very warm conditions for the Australians as they come to entertain the Wigan fans. Young and old, Belcher and Meninga do their stretches. Just wait for the reception for the red and whites.
And here they come. Ellery Hanley leads the Wigan team onto the ground, and this most revered of rugby league teams cheered to a man and woman. Andy Gregory was in doubt until only an hour ago, but will play despite receiving 2 corks last week against Hull when they went down 24-4. The crowd, it's a capacity house here at Central Park. The atmosphere is electric. It is going to be one of the great games, if not the greatest game of this tour. Ellery Hanley hasn't played for a few weeks, is really itching to get a go at the Aussies to get fit, because his next game will be against Australia at Wembley in a fortnight.
One of the most emotional crowds there is in the rugby league world. Tony Durkin is sidelined. What an atmosphere, Tony.
Unbelievable, Graham. In fact, it's a little bit like Lang Park here today. Of course, the ground here very similar to Lang Park. The stand's very, very close to the field, and the sun is shining so very, very brightly, which is something we're not quite used to in England. But the atmosphere is absolutely unbelievable, just like it was here in '86, and a very, very similar day, Graham.
Exactly right. When Wigan did stretch the Australians. Great sight. And the referee, Mr. Colin Morris. Well, she's having an each-way bet, isn't she? She's got the Wigan jumper on and the slouch with corks. 2 of the greatest players in the world. All set for the toss. They'll be doing this right through the Test series. Hanley looks to have won the toss. There is a slight breeze that is coming from left to right. Is he the man of the moment? Is he going to be the man that might produce an upset? We've got to go back to October in 1978 when the last club side defeated the Kangaroos, and that was Widnes.
And of course, Widnes, one of the champion teams, won the championship here last year, Graham, and the Kangaroos still have to play Widnes, and they're in great form at the moment as well.
So is Brian Smith's Hull side, who had a remarkable game yesterday, a 3-2 win over Warrington. Now it's the Kangaroos up against Wigan. This will be a great start. We've got the talent on the field, a packed house. Are we going to see an upset? Hansen, straight into Kerrod Walters, then taken by Bella. The Australians up very quickly. Not a big 5 from the referee, Colin Morris. Bella again with another big hit. Dennis Betts just trying to edge out of the dummy half area. Long way back for Joe Lydon to kick. Now, it's an international rule which is 10 metres. They're all offside. Colin Morris said play on. Should have been an Australian penalty. Langer. They go wide. Straight away, and they've got Wigan stretched. Magore straightens it up, comes back infield. Lydon took an Australian, Gary Belcher, out of the play when he wasn't in possession of the ball. Roach driven backwards by Lucas. He was up quick. Neither side getting back to 5. Bella. Last tackle against the Kangaroos. 40 metres out from the Wigan line. Langer. Nobody at home. Magore's charging through. It looks as though it'll be too strong. Back to the 22. Wigan quickly try and get a restart. Dermott showed it to Lucas. There was that kick that was weighted too deep. Driving tackle from Lidner. Skerritt plays it just outside his 22. Goodway. Swinging arm from Steve Roach. The referee's really going to have to keep them back. The referee's been knocked over. He's bounced back to his feet. Lydon. This time well away from Belcher. And well away from Hancock. Rolling towards touch. It rolls the right way for him. The crowd like this positive start. The Just Jeans replay shows that the bounce was a bad one for Hancock. He left it alone. Australia will have the scrum feed. Langer for Daly. Hanson up with a strong tackle. 4 in on Daly. They still couldn't put him down. Lidner quickly. Sheridan got nice and deep to charge onto it. But that's strong defence. Lydon, Lucas and Skerritt. Kerrod Walters away for Bella. Been very involved in the opening moments. Kerrod Walters was in doubt with a virus complaint late last night. Daly with this slight breeze at the back of the Australians. Myers. Taken by Langer and Meninga. Hanson. He'll go down the blind side with no support. Iro comes looking for the ball. His first touch of the match. Edwards. Hanley with his first touch. The Australians wrap him up very quickly. No room for him to move at all. Skerritt. That was that quick defence of the Australians. Kerrod Walters did well to harass Lydon, but he kept his cool. Now puts another good kick in. Belcher. Once more, that 10-metre rule really wasn't enforced. Eddinghausen bounces back into the arms of Dermott as the Australians bring it away.
So Australia bring it up through Rope, back towards the halfway line. Walters misses out Bella, then sends it out wide to Meninga. The crowd thought it was obstruction. He brings in Hancock. Hancock back to the halfway, gets away from Betts, runs into Gregory, pushes off Gregory. He's still going. He's a strong man, very elusive, Hancock. And it's 0-0 at Central Park. As Cartwright takes it ahead, he got a lovely putt. Oh, the ball's gone loose, and Cartwright's down on the ground. As Wigan come away with it through Hanley, and Hanley's got away. He's got support, he's over the halfway. He puts the kick in, the race is on. Iro will win the race. No, Daly comes from nowhere, and Daly claims the ball for Australia. Now back on their own line, Australia really have the pressure put on them in this opening 6 minutes or so here at Central Park. As going from dummy half as Kerrod Walters back towards his own quarter line. But Wigan playing superbly at the moment. Walters to his feet, plays it. Langer away to Roach. Roach can't get his pass away. He almost got his arms free. Last tackle against Australia on the quarter line. Daly. The pass goes to Belcher, who gives it to the ball back over the quarter line. What a kick from Belcher, all the way back to the goal line. Hanson running it around. All the Australians are up there. He comes to Meninga. He brings it into Myers, and Meninga claims him back on the Wigan quarter line. A furious opening to this game, but the Wigan players are starting to show the effects already. Still 5 or 6 of them not back on side. What an incredible start down on the sideline, Tony Durkin. It must be really something to be down there with this crowd getting behind this Wigan team who really put the pressure on the opening minutes.
Yes, the atmosphere, as we said earlier, is absolutely electric, but A couple of big hits there from the Wigan players, one on John Cartwright, and Laurie Daly wasn't very happy either, and it was magnificent work by Laurie Daly to get back in cover defence to cover that kick by Ellery Hanley when the pressure really did look on the Australians. So great work by Laurie Daly, showed amazing speed.
Eddinghausen bringing it back to the halfway. Can't get away from his opposite number, or who's playing opposite him in number 5, David Marshall, as Belcher brings it across the halfway line. Still no score here at Central Park. Walters, Bella, runs into Lucas and Hanley, and they claim the big man 10 metres Wigan side of halfway. Australia go the open side through Roach, who just comes straight down the centre, flicked out the back. Walters, the ball's gone nowhere. Edwards goes through. Edwards toes it ahead. Edwards and Lindner chasing for it. Edwards gets there first. He's tackled without the ball. It's going to be a try anyway. Myers has scored, but he's given a penalty try. He's awarded a penalty try. The crowd have gone berserk.
The Australians have been in disarray, some loose passing. That's being brought about because the referee is only allowing a 2 and 3 metre rule. Now the Justines replay, plenty of pace here from Edwards. Lindner was never ever going to stop him or beat him to the ball. He thought, my best chance is to bring off a tackle. Had to be a penalty try anyway. They got the try, but it's going to be right under the red dot here at Central Park in Wigan. Right between the uprights. And Wigan off to a flying start. Maybe they will give, with this start, the Great Britain Rugby League fans the hope that they've been searching for against the Kangaroos since 1982.
Well, Myers showed an amazing amount of speed to get there as well, so it was a fair try as well anyway. Joe Lydon added the extras. There's David Myers. He was pretty happy with that, and why wouldn't he be? We've had 8 minutes play here at Central Park, and it's Wigan 6, Australia 0.
Gregory with the kick. Belcher will have a little bit of room this time. He brings Hancock infield. Taken by Betts. This crowd is cheering every tackle, urging this side on. Lindner. The Australians still trying to settle. Sirinen. They're going to need some of these charges. Great run from Sirinen. That's turned it around quickly. Bella. Bella with support. Magore. He had defenders on him when he received that pass. Again, they cheer the upset there. Skerritt. Formerly from the Hunslet and Bradford Northern Club. Lucas.
Lindner and Hanley had a little bit of fisticuffs in the background too, coming together.
A lot of spirit from both sides. The tempers might really boil over here. Gregory. Right on halfway. One tackle remaining. So many options for them in the kicking department. Edwards, Lydon, Gregory, Hansen, Hanley with that good tackle. They keep it alive though. Meninga tries to run right over Goodway. Touch judge in. Now this would have to be against Wigan. He's not going to be popular when he returns to the sideline. So just a short punch in the tackle from Martin Dermott. We've seen Meninga bringing it up again. Really tried to throw Goodway out of the line that he was taking. 32 out Australia. 14 minutes gone, and it's Wigan 6-0. Good run from Bella. Roach trying to do likewise. Cartwright. Off the foot of Kerrod Walters. I thought it was off the foot. Referee Colin Morris has ruled the knock on. Judge for yourself. Off the foot well and truly.
Yes, no risk about that. A little bit of bad luck for Australia there. Might just go down. Tony Durkin, how do you think the two props have been going so far? Remembering that Glenn Lazarus is applying plenty of pressure to both Bella and Roach for the test spot.
Well, Bob Fulton has made it quite clear to both Roach and Bella that one of them will be replaced at half-time by Glenn Lazarus, who you say is asserting that pressure for that prop spot. But gee, the way they're going so far, Bella and Roach, it's going to be difficult to decide which one should go.
As Lucas is taken by Lindner. Good defence from Australia that time as they drive Wigan back. They come the short side. This is Betts. Betts is taken by Langer. Also Bella on the quarter line. Here's Sean Edwards. He's got a great step. Into dummy half, Gregory. Back it comes to Lydon. Under pressure, he gets it to Hanson, who got flattened after he put the kick in by Walters. Perhaps they came at the same time. He's okay now as Belcher brings it back. Eddinghausen went on the inside and Belcher went looking on the outside. Open side comes Australia. Langer. They're spread out here, Australia, as Daly sends it away to Meninga. He had to wait for the pass. He's got Hancock with him. Back on the inside comes Hancock. Back down the centre of the field. Away again from Gregory. Back towards the centre. Hancock still going. Gets away from the high tackle of Lydon. And he's claimed in the end by Skerritt. Again, it's Roach who brings it up. Should say Bella, who's lost the ball as it comes away now to Lucas, to Hanley. They've got support again on this side of the field. They've got numbers as Hanley throws the dummy and goes on his own, and he had Iro and Myers in support. Gee, they're carving him up down that right side when they get across there. Iro back in amongst the forwards. Crowd really loving it here. Gregory again. Now this is Skerritt. Skerritt taken by Sirenin. He's lost the ball. Went backwards, says the referee, as it comes to Iro. Iro's got support. He's got Myers on the outside of him. This will be another try. Myers racing away, but he's caught from behind, and the ball goes across the touchline.
That ball came off Meninga too. I think it'll be a Wigan feed.
Here it is again. As you'll notice, Myers in the end desperately trying to get the ball back on the inside of Meninga, forcing the ball across the touchline. But when Myers got that, he looked home and hosed to score. The pressure really being applied by Wigan. Wigan now as it comes away to Iro. Iro straight down the centre, taken by Daly. Just 13 metres out. As they go the short side. Gregory, quick hands to Hanson, who almost lost it. He's put on the deck. Only 13 metres away from Australia's line. Wigan leading 6-0. Dermott goes from dummy half. Trained by the Australian defence. A testing time for the Aussies this. The pressure right on them. They're already trailing by a converted try as Lucas brings it up. Lucas got through Sirenin before he was claimed by the little man, Alan Langer. 10 metres away of Wigan. Gregory, Edwards, Gregory again. And they mix it up a little bit as Hanley and Gregory collide. And Gregory's taken in tackle number 5, 11 metres out. Last tackle against Wigan. Edwards puts it high, straight across field. Picking it up in the end is Marshall. Marshall sends it back to Hanson. Hanson going for the line. He's held up by Belcher. He's not going to get the ball down. And it's the last tackle, and the referee will rule a handover. Close call that for Australia. Here it is again as Hanson came to the line. The only man there was Belcher. Now he claimed him ball and all. McGaw came in to lend assistance along with Lindner. And in the end that was just enough. It needed to be to prevent a Wigan try. And in the end, Eddinghausen also coming in. As Sirenin brings the ball out, but they're only 10 metres away from their own line. Plenty of pressure on the Australians as Roach comes straight down the centre and runs into his former Balmain teammate Ellery Hanley. Plays it to Walters. Walters can't find a passage there, but he did well to pinch another 5 metres. Last tackle against Australia as it comes to Roach. Back it goes to Daly as we see the replay now. And downfield a great take by Hampson as he brings it back. Away it goes to Myers. Myers back to the halfway, and that's where he'll play it.
Now it's Iro. He's been causing trouble out wide, and again Daly wraps him up. Lidner comes once more to assist. Wigan really starting to believe they've got a chance. Skerritt just short of their own halfway. Dermott for Betts. 6-0 to Wigan over Australia. Lydon takes his time. The ball swinging around in the breeze for Belcher. Belcher to the outside of Hanley. Back for Hancock, who's been producing a couple of great runs. He's off on another one. Right through Hancock. Great run. Things mightn't have fallen for him or come his way against St Helens, but he's in great form today. Lidner. McGaw. Quick ball and a good one. Eddinghausen. Hampson's in front of him. He kicks. He was interfered with. Gregory gets back there, and he ends up a metre short. Australia's best chance. Eddinghausen put the kick in. Hampson went down at his feet. Now, Marshall. Lose it. Swinging arm on that tackle from Hanley. This is the intensity that normally shows with the pace the Australians can play the game at. They just relax for a minute and they might be punished here, Wigan. Hancock, Belcher. Good scrambling defence from Wigan. Meninga. Kerrod-Walters. McGaw. Someone has to take off. McGaw does. 8 metres away, the Australians now. Kerrod-Walters quickly. Cartwright. Cartwright. He loses it. Colin Morris was right on the spot. So Cartwright got so close. The ball back in field from Kerrod-Walters. Well, lost it trying to stretch out in the tackle.
The referee ruled a double movement in the end, Graham.
Originally he was showing a knock on. Skerritt. Skerritt brought down. Lucas. They lose it again. They hung on once. They'll have to do it once more. Bobby Goulding is warming up on the sideline. So that question mark still over Andy Gregory as Meninga produces a powerful surge. The captain trying to lift the green and gold. Bella taken quickly by Martin Dermott. Really producing the goods at the moment, Wigan in defence. Sirinen, great ball away. Langer can't hang on to it. The turn of play that Wigan was searching for. It was a good ball away. Langer just with a fumble. The Australians a little bit off their game. So, Andy Gregory, have you had your eyes on him? Tony Durkin, is he in trouble?
Graham, I don't think it's the halfback that's going to come off. The word from the Wigan bench is that Kevin Iro is the player that's in strife. He certainly doesn't look as though he's in strife the way he's been carving up the Australian defence, but that's the word from the Wigan bench. Kevin Iro, the player who may come off for Goulding, which of course will mean a reshuffle in the back line. And Michael Forshaw in jersey number 17 is also warming up for Wigan.
So Dermott is back to his feet. Iro was in doubt with a hamstring strain going into the game. He is heavily strapped. Now Hanley. So many times the strength that this man has to break tackles. Gregory. Pauls Myers around him. A dangerous period for Wigan. They've been losing the ball a little. Goodway. That's their own 22 now, Wigan. Edwards, Skerritt. They continue to wrap the ball straight across the field. They're on their last tackle. Lydon. Miskicks it badly. It's only going to travel about 20 metres. Lydon nearly got it back. Langer. Meninga. Belcher trying to join into the line to get something started for the Australians.
So here's Australia down 6-0, bringing it up through Bella. It is a dangerous period for Wigan. For about the last 10 minutes, play has been down on the Wigan quarter line. Australia just starting to slowly but surely get on top, but they haven't been able to convert their territorial superiority into points as yet. Open side, it comes to Langer. Now here's Daly, the little scrubber kick through. He's got it back, he's got Ettinghausen with him. Ettinghausen will score. Andrew Ettinghausen scores for Australia next to the post, and it's 6-4. The crowd cheers. Not as loudly as they did before, but more because of the good play and the class of Daly and Ettinghausen to back him up. Here it is. He picked it up brilliantly. He drew the fullback and sent Ettinghausen on his way. Lost his balance just for a second on the Just Jeans replay, but this magnificent athlete got it back, and he scores Australia's first points against Wigan.
Andrew Ettinghausen picked up a hat-trick against St Helens. Now he makes it try number 4 on this tour. Tripped, but kept his balance superbly. And if you're going to score tries, get as close to the woodwork as possible. Ettinghausen came right off his wing, was searching infield for an opportunity, and he got a beauty, all thanks to Laurie Daly.
You could see it coming though, Graham. Australia have been applying the pressure, but the Wigan wall hasn't been breaking until now. And maybe this last 10 minutes or so before half-time, Australia might be able to convert some more pressure into points. This Wigan team has really put up an incredible performance so far. Meninga, as he brought his kicking boots with him today, he had a disappointing start to the tour last week at Moseley Road, kicking-wise, but it didn't make any difference. Today it might. The Australian captain, from almost in front, comes in, and he converts the Ettinghausen try. So here at Central Park in Wigan, Australia have fought back. The crowd enjoying this game. Australia 6, Wigan 6. The restart. Here's Sirinen back towards the quarter line. Now this is where Australia can really apply the pressure. They've done so well to come back from that early shock. Now Lindner coming in, but they go to Roach instead, and Roach comes streaming down the centre. He's got Langer in support. Langer's also got support in Lindner. Langer throws the dummy on his own. Back it comes to big Steve Roach. Roach going on his own and can't quite get there, but what a performance from Australia. And Roach almost scored again, like he did against St Helens. The wide pass comes out to Hancock, and Hancock scores! Try to Australia. Great try. Wasn't that fabulous to watch? Michael Hancock scores another try. He scored one last week at a similar time of the match against St Helens, and that was just class play from Australia. Roach plays the ball after that magnificent effort, and on the Just Jeans replay, the long pass and good football from Hancock to get on the outside of his man Myers and plant it down for a 4-pointer.
What great character from Australia. What a performance from Steve Roach to make a bust, then back up players like Langer and end up only a metre short. That beautiful long ball from Terrence Walters, he read it to perfection, and Hancock, who has been playing strongly, gets the second of Australia's tries as they show real character to put them back to back now.
Michael Hancock, who scores Australia's second try. What fabulous work it was from Roach. He started that break from back down on his own quarter line. He delivered the pass away to Langer on the halfway, backed up on the other Wigan's quarter line and almost scored. Meninga to try and add the extras. Not an easy kick, just outside the quarter line, just in from touch. But a valuable 2 points this will be if he can bang it over. Meninga moves in. It's not a good kick, and it's waved away by the touch judges. So at Central Park in Wigan, it's Australia 10 fighting back against Wigan 6.
It's your feed. Hang on, I think it's mine. Can't be yours. It's definitely mine. Oh, but you didn't order the McFeast, I did. Oh, you halfbacks are all the same.
Well, they come back to halfway, Wigan. And plenty of changes now to be made, Tony.
It's Bobby Goulding, as we suggested, in jersey number 14, who we thought was going to play initially, Graham, when we thought Andy Gregory was out, but he's on the field now. He's replaced Kevin Iro. Obviously, Kevin Iro has not recovered fully from that hamstring injury, so that certainly is a blow to Wigan.
But not to the fans here, really, who are witnessing a great match. Sirinen. Australia trying to take it into overdrive. Two terrific tries. Ledner. The Australians being fully tested. Switch of play. Langer. Meninga. They've got an overlap if they can shift. It was well read. David Marshall just got there in time to chop off Belcher. Meninga. Powerfully. In the end, it took 4. Martin Dermott, again, has let go with the left. Second caution for a punch on Dermott. No doubt about the left that went in. A warning to Ellery Hanley about Dermott now. Colin Morris just calls time off. Just watch for the left hook coming in from Dermott. Right about now. Well, we just missed it there somewhere. Here it comes. Referee didn't miss it. Now Australia. Working well, under a lot of pressure. Bella. Garrett Walters. Went open, then reversed it to Cartwright down the blind, but it was a superb tackle from Joe Lydon. Ledner. Daly. Great touch from Daly and Meninga for Belcher. The real Canberra connection, then out to the Brisbane connection. Kerrod Walters and Langer. But Dermott was there to intercept. Goodway now. Plenty of Australians in pursuit. Gets it away to Marshall, and he's out on the first tackle. Not so good play from Wigan. The possession will come back for Australia through the scrum feed. Winger should have stayed away. Maybe Goodway just should have been prepared to take the cover tackles himself. Daly. Hampson up. Good tackle on Belcher. Goulding has gone into the pack. And Dennis Betts has gone into the centre spot for Kevin Iro. Daly. Cartwright. Australia only just now starting to look the better. Starting to gain ascendancy. Kerrod Walters. Roach again in support. Great ball for Sirinen. Sirinen, great ball for McGaw. McGaw back in for Hancock. Bouncing out of Edwards' tackle. Unloading. The Australians keeping it alive. Langer stepping. Right on the 22. Belcher. Pulled it in superbly. Roach. Hasn't he had a great last 10-15 minutes? One more tackle. The Australians run it. Floated out for Eddinghausen. He puts a little chip up easily for Hampson. And good tackle from Daly. Wigan starting to feel the pinch on a real summery afternoon here at Central Park. You could be forgiven for thinking we're back home. Dermott. He's been on the wrong side of the referee, but he's played well on the open free side. Edwards. Crowd trying to let the referee know what they think about the 5 metres. Lydon keeps his cool once more. Now where's this international rule about 10 metres? Well, it won't be needed as it goes across the touchline. And this scrum will go down about 45 metres out from the Australian line. That kick from Lydon, relieving the pressure just a little for Wigan. But the Australians again. Daly. Belcher. Hampson missed him this time. Daly. Ledner. Oh, great hands. Great ball play. Langer will try and get it out for Hancock. He can't. Bella. Langer. The Australians have them at 6s and 7s. They're on the rack, Wigan. Cartwright trying to put the finishing touches. Belcher will. Oh, the Australians have hit again. This has been terrific play. They're keeping it alive all over the ground. Terrific play that sees Belcher finish with this try. So much great lead-up work on the Just Jeans replay. Cartwright looked as if he was going to use Sirinen on the inside. He saw the big gap for Belcher. Belcher just ran to it. It was simple for him, but Cartwright, he made the defence think for a moment on the inside, especially Hanley. And then Belcher charged into that yawning gap, and all of a sudden, this crowd have gone a little quiet. Gary Belcher gets the try.
There was one thing there, though, Graham, in that fabulous passage of football. The crowd cheered to a man, though. They were very appreciative of the brilliant skills of the Australians in handling work.
They're going to have to get really involved to lift this side. Wyden down receiving some treatment. 1 from 2 for the skipper. This is about 10 or 12 metres to the side of the post. He's got it. Australian stretch it even more. 16 to 6.
Not long to go until half-time. Langer traps it. Now it's away to Sirinen, who comes storming down the centre again, and the big man really did take some bringing down. Only a couple of minutes remaining in the first half. Bella came from deep, but Walters decided to come this side. 30 metres out from the Australian line. Lindner, Roach on his own, back to within 10 metres of the halfway. He's had a mighty second part of this first half, and Bella comes again. Steady play from the Australians after the brilliant flamboyance that we saw just a moment ago before the Belcher try and before the Hancock try. Daly's kick is deep. Myers won't stop that. It's a fabulous kick from Laurie Daly. He finds touch just 5 metres out from the Wigan line. More pressure for Wigan right on half-time. They'll get the football, but they'll have to watch themselves. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Lydon hobbling back into position. He's still not 100%, Joe Lydon. You can see the left knee, I think, was the problem, where the trainer was working feverishly while Meninga was converting the last try, as Hanley comes off the back of the scrum. 10 metres out from the Wigan line. Open side they come. Goodway comes at Daly. He won't get through there. Great ball on all defence from Daly. Assistance from Bella. Edwards, Gregory, Kerrod Walters. Hasn't he had a great game so far? Everywhere he's been. Ball's played again. Skerritt. Haven't seen much of him in the last 20 minutes as he's tackled only 11 metres away from Wigan's line. Great pressure from the Australians after they had to overcome the early setback of that penalty try. Lucas has lost the ball. Knockback, says the referee. So it comes away to line.
Gary Belcher with the ball now, passes it out to Mal Meninga. Meninga, there's space on this right-hand side. Meninga to Andrew Eddinghausen, and Eddinghausen beats Hampson, goes for the corner. Andrew Eddinghausen over for his second try of the match and his 5th try for Australia in just 2 matches on tour. Another great piece of work by Australia. They're carving this Wigan side up at the moment, and Andrew Eddinghausen just beat Hampson, the fullback, pointlessly there after some great work by big Mal Meninga. Australia now 20 leading Wigan 6, and they really have, as I said, carved them up in the last few minutes. Here's the replay now. The ball comes out to Meninga. The Just Jeans replay. Meninga, plenty of space to work with for Andrew Eddinghausen, and what a great player this fellow is. Beats Hampson easily, beats the cover defence of Andy Gregory, goes in the corner, and this is the other angle of that replay. Meninga, you can just see how much space Meninga has as he comes down the right-hand touchline here at Central Park in Wigan, linking up with Eddinghausen. A lot of space for him to work. Hampson no hope, Gregory no hope, and back in the corner.
Thanks, Tony.
Thanks,
Andrew
Graham.
Eddinghausen gets a try, and Australia really have powered in the second half of this first 40.
And that was a fabulous try. Great skills from Eddinghausen, and the way he evaded the defence and got in for a fair try. Andy Gregory was arguing with the touch judge, but there was no doubt about the try. Great skills from Eddinghausen. Meninga with the chance to convert the try right on half-time. Moves in, but it's out to the left of the uprights and across the face again. So Meninga only a couple of successes so far. Australia 20, leading Wigan 6. As Wigan bring it back for the restart. Here's Goulding restarting play. Back down towards Belcher. Eddinghausen up towards the quarter line. Chasing him is Hanley as the siren goes. In the end of the first half here at Central Park in Wigan, where Australia, after they were trailing 6-0 early, are now leading by 20 points to 6, and we'll be back with more action after half-time.
Bella. No further changes to the Wigan side. And a powerful display by the Australians who were down there in the dressing rooms. What was said, Tony?
Well, Bob Fulton is absolutely delighted with the comeback by the Australian side. He said he was disappointed early, Graham, with the way that Australians made so many of their unforced errors, but absolutely delighted with the way that they've come back. And he's a pretty happy coach naturally at half-time. He has confirmed, though, that the remainder of the Australian replacements will be used, Alexander Mackay and Ricky Stewart, at some stage during the game. But as we said, during the first half, that half-time change has been made. Glenn Lazarus coming on for Martin Bella.
Thanks, Tony. Paul Sirinen, 20-6 Australia. Lazarus gets his first touch and wrapped up and driven backwards by Lucas and Skerritt. That's how Wigan started the first half. Cartwright, a near fumble. Just regathered that one. Lazarus again. He's not going to waste any time. He gets Australia out of the danger area. They'll go back for the kick. Belcher took the pressure off, taking the tackle, or forced tackle of Hanley, and Daly gets the kick in. The Australians go back to 10 metres. Myers, just 19 years of age. Goodway. Now a very warm afternoon, as we keep on telling you. That breeze seems to have dropped a little, Tony.
Quite remarkably, Graham. The Australians, of course, won the toss and elected to run with the wind in the first half. And Bob Fulton just said to me, that's terrific. There doesn't seem to be any wind at all. And he's spot on. The wind has dropped almost no wind whatsoever.
Now, Colin Morris has brought it back to halfway for the original knock-on against Gregory. I thought there might have been an advantage there for Australia for some time. Daly. Hancock. Here comes another one of his runs. Thankfully, though, the Wigan fans acknowledge the defence as it moves in. Langer. Sirinen. After a slow 20 minutes from Australia in the first half, they have really got down to business. Kerrod Walters. Roach. Two of the best in the pack. Walters regathers the knockback. Lazarus for Belcher. Meninga. Eddinghausen, who was enjoying a smorgasbord of tries after just 3 games. Langer. Straightening up is Bobby Lidner. 45 metres out, the Australians. Langer looking for touch. He doesn't get much of a roll. It just sits up nicely for David Myers. But Myers is going nowhere with Langer and Daly. Langer's stolen the ball. Australia on the attack straight away. Wigan getting no chance to relax. Kerrod Walters, look at the numbers here. Meninga just couldn't hang on to it. Good defence from Skerritt. Gerard Walters. Belcher. Langer with support. Eddinghausen was starting to pop up in the middle of the field again. Roach. Slips the ball back, scooped up beautifully for Belcher. Now Lidner. Lidner just brushing defenders away. Really scattering this defence. Langer. Cartwright was just trying to sit it up for Sirinen. It was knocked down. Lazarus. Belcher's stayed up in the line. Meninga can't handle it. Lucas can. So Wigan relax a little. But this is where they've been guilty in losing the ball quickly early in the tackle count. Crowd calling for Roach to get off Hanley. Dermott. Roach was quick to chase him, looking maybe to settle a score. Edwards. He received that penalty try that shocked Australia early. Gregory. Taken beautifully by Lazarus. Lidner. McGaw. Every time they try and get out of the danger area, they give the ball back to the Australians. Penalty. No doubt about it against Lydon in the play of the ball. The referee's not going to hear any argument from Lydon. And a quick restart by the Australians. Meninga. Eddinghausen with room to move. He beats Hampson. Beats Skerritt. Eddinghausen's done it again. 2 matches. A hat-trick on every occasion. Eddinghausen had a mile of room and he was too clever for Steve Hampson. Big smile on the face of the man they call E.T. Meninga did it well on the Just Jeans replay. He took the 2 defenders out of action. The little in and away, great body swerve from Eddinghausen. And to get across that line, he had to beat 3 defenders. I wonder if he did manage to get across this line before starting to lose the ball. It just seemed to pop there a little at the finish. Bad attempted tackle from Skerritt. Lydon arriving late and gets there, no doubt about the try. But that was a great swerve to beat Hampson. And then the poor Skerritt tackle. Lydon could do very little about it. Australia the first to score after the break. And Andrew Eddinghausen. 3 more tries. Meninga hasn't been so happy with his kicking at the start of this tour. 2 from 4 today. From wide out. You see some of the building that's going on for the new clubhouse down at that end of the field. He sprays this one too. Having trouble with the balls over here. 24-6 Australia over Wigan.
He's off! He's made a break! He's charged straight over the fence, past the member stand, across the car park, and into McDonald's for his 5th try of the evening!
And Joe Lydon places the ball at the centre of the halfway for the restart. And Wigan kick off again, and it came off Roach's arm, and Cartwright does well, but he doesn't get hold of the ball, and Wigan come up in possession. That'll get the crowd going as Skerritt is tackled by Cartwright. Only 30 metres away now from Australia's line. Goulding. This is Lucas. Good tackle low, right round the legs by Sirinen. And Lucas is hurt in that tackle. Very slow to his feet. It really is warm here. In fact, there are numerous Australians in the crowd with their sunglasses on. Here's the replay as Lucas comes to Sirinen. There's nothing really in the tackle, just tackles him very well, low and hard, and that was it. He's still down receiving attention as Lucas's play goes on, and a penalty against Australia for being up inside the 5. And I think Wigan are going to take the tap kick as well. Gregory and Dermott now discussing it. Isn't Hanley the captain? Lydon's up there, having a CWA meeting to work out what to do. Now they decide to do something. Goulding came ahead, kicked out some strapping as he came through. He's 11 metres away from Australia's line. Gregory. Back it comes to Betts. Easy work for Lazarus. 11 metres out. Sean Edwards. A crisscross again. This time it involved Lydon. He's tackled only 13 metres away from Australia's line. Open side they come again. Gregory, the little kick in behind the Australian defence. Back there is Meninga. Play on, says the referee. Some of the crowd thought that Hanley had been impeded, but there was no deliberate impeding, and now Gregory is penalised for chipping the referee. Play as Meninga is tackled after he scooped up that ball. Hanley was coming through following on the Gregory kick, but no Australian deliberately impeded. They don't have to get out of the road. And there's Brad Mackay warming up to come onto the field. Here he comes. Tony Durkin, sideline.
Yes, Paul Siren and the player coming off, and a well-deserved break for big Paul Siren, and he's played magnificently this afternoon. Brad Mackay will go into the lock spot, and Bob Linder up to the second row.
Is it getting hotter down there, Tony, or is it just me?
It certainly is. Beautiful day, absolutely magnificent.
You'd swear you were on the Gold Coast. It's a magnificent day here at Central Park in Wigan. This game exclusive to tennis is all the Kangaroo Tour, the Just Jeans Kangaroo Tour, as Australia bring it up through Cartwright. Back towards the halfway. Less than a fortnight now to that first test match, which you can see live on Channel 10 from Wembley. And good ball away to McGaw. McGaw gets it away to Ettinghausen. The flying Ettinghausen kicks it infield. Betts is back here. Belcher's coming through quickly. Good football from Wigan as Hampson brings it back across the quarter line. He's got support in Myers, but little Alfie, Alan Langer's there. Great defence. Good football all round that. Really good stuff to watch as Myers is taken by Mackay and Langer. And here it is again. Look at this. The little man, he came flying across, grabbed hold of that Guernsey and just flung him into the ground. Hasn't he had a much better game today, Alan Langer? Back to the Alan Langer that we really know. Gregory's kick deep inside Australia's territory. Ettinghausen and Belcher having to get back for it. It won't go dead. Belcher coming back. Hanley's up there. And so too is Marshall.
Now Australia show that they're pretty keen just to spread it. Mackay taken by Gregory. 24-6, the Australians over Wigan, who at one stage led 6-0. Lazarus taken by Gregory and also Goodway. Roach cops one high. No doubt about that from Skerritt. Roach wants to go on with it. Daly. The kick into Hampson, bouncing awkwardly for him and away from him. The Australians down there, Hampson says, I'm not going to take this lot on. He tells the forwards to stay downtown. Belcher. He's going to run it. Now he's going to return the kick. How long since we've seen a kicking duel? I can't remember the last one. Belcher. The kick once more. Who's going to win this duel? Hampson's going to lose it. Badly. Great play from Belcher.
There's no Wigan player back there on side yet.
Edwards gets it back for Marshall. Edwards looking to shift it. The crowd getting a little bit upset with a lack of support for the Wigan players here. Gregory gets into the kicking act. Trying to make it break towards the sideline. It won't get there. Belcher will run it this time. What a great running fullback he is. Great run from Belcher. It was touched by Wigan. How would you like to try and stop this man? Well, I thought he might have taken Hampson on. Alan Langer. What a little thief he is. He gets a try. Langer just stripped the ball. They're stunned, Wigan. They thought they had it. Alan Langer said, give it back to me. I want the try. Now Meninga was rushing to Hampson. Taken by Lucas. Just watch Langer on the Just Jeans replay. Takes on the big man. Says, forget about it, fellas. I'm off for a try. Right under the red dot. As simple as that for the Brisbane halfback. They'll be cheering in Queensland as he gets aboard. on this 1990 Kangaroo Tour. Meninga, who has been a little bit out of form with his kicking. This one from right in front. And perspiration on Meninga showing just how hot it is here. No mistake. Great scoreline, 30-6 over Wigan.
So there we are. Wigan about to bring a replacement on, Tony Durkin.
This player coming on in jersey number 16 is Mark Preston. He replaces David Myers in jersey number 2.
The score here, 30 points to 6 as it comes away to Daly. Now it's out to McGaw. McGaw brings Meninga on the inside. Meninga down to the halfway. Betts takes him. And he's still going, Meninga. He's still got McGaw there. McGaw evades the high tackle a good way. The loose pass comes across field. Roach has it as Dermott managed to put Langer on the deck on suspicion.
Minus the ball. There it was just in the corner. Coming up. Good night to Alan Langer. Gerard Walters. Mackay. What a powerhouse display. Daly. Meninga. Meninga's had a great second half. Langer. Daly on the run around. Finds a willing runner in Mackay. 20 minutes gone in the second half. Gerard Walters. Daly just pushes it out the back. He was hit late by Gregory. Hampson's got it inside his 22. A few little shots coming in from Wigan now late on Australian players. Colin Morris had a running trap to Andy Gregory. Hanley. Hammered by Roach and Cartwright. Penalty against Australia inside the 5. Gregory's off. Gregory is off. Knocked to the ground by McGaw. There was nothing wrong with the tackle if Gregory wants to go on with it. Nothing wrong with the tackle at all. I don't think he'll go on with Roach. Goodway. Edwards. They're only catching and passing, not running. Edwards. They've lost territory. Terrific defence. Lucas. Robbie Fulton mentioned, as we see a knock on in the play of the ball, Australia in possession. What's he done? It's an Australian ball. Steve Roach has had something to say, and a penalty against him. It was Australia's ball, plain as day. Now we're going to end up with a penalty. So I was going to say Bobby Fulton is keen to use all his replacements. A message has gone out to Ricky Stewart to warm up. He's doing some stretches sideline. Dermott. They got the opening try, Wigan. Inside the first 10, they haven't scored since. Knock on against Hanley. The crowd don't like it. Hanley to his feet. Now, Gregory on the run around looking for Hanley out wide. Went without it. Scrum to go down just inside the Australian 22. Belcher's got it. Hanley doesn't know where he is. Lidner. Away for Lazarus. Crowd calling for the forward pass in the play the ball. Langer. Number of times that Australia have straightened up the attack using inside runners. Daly getting shoved back. He'd been called to play the ball. Colin Morris showing a lot more conviction Australia's way than we saw in game 2. And that amazing display we saw from Kevin Allett against Wakefield. Wigan would probably be hoping that he was here today. Meninga is calling for the replacement to be made. Langer is the man off, Tony.
Langer coming off, replaced by Ricky Stewart in jersey number 14. That's no surprise to anybody, but a very generous and warm round of applause for Alan Langer. The people at Central Park, I'm sure, have absolutely been delighted with his performance today.
Certainly have to be delighted with the Australians overall. They've all played superbly. Stewart. Daly. McGaw now. McGaw trying to bust the halfway line. Just short. Mackay. Too quick. Much too strong, the Australians. Meninga puts Belcher to the outside of Gregory, who can't match it. Belcher looking inside. He was just about to kick when he was caught from behind by Preston. He was just setting himself for support players on the inside. Now Wigan lose it. Off the foot, said Colin Morris. Wigan trying to move it out of the 22. Alan Langer has joined Tony Durkin.
Well, Al, you must be absolutely delighted with that performance today.
Yeah, quite happy, mate. A few mistakes early, but it all worked out in the end, and I'm pretty happy with the game.
Alan, were you surprised the way Wigan fell apart, that final stages of the first half in particular?
Oh, yeah, we knew they were going to come out strong. We just had to withhold the pressure again, and, we came away, in the first half there with a few good tries.
From your own point of view, though, you played very, very well. You must be happy.
Yeah, as I said before, I'm happy with the game, and I've just got to keep going on from here. There's a few more games before the test match, so, hopefully I can secure that spot.
Mate, with this brilliant sunshine, it's like being back at Lang Park.
Certainly is, and I'd like to say hello to my family and Janine back home.
Thanks, mate.
Okay, Alan Langer speaking down there with Tony Durkin, and he had a mighty game while he was on the field. Australia leading Wigan by 30 points to 6. Midway through this second half, Stewart's first touch of the ball, back to his Canberra teammate Lazarus, and Lazarus almost linked up with another Canberra player, Meninga. Now they keep going, Australia. Daly looks one way, goes straight down the centre. He's got Linda in support. Linda going ahead, back at Rector Walters, but he can't control it, and again Lucas is back there to clean up for Wigan. But great skills again from Australia. Here's Daly. Daly came at Hampson. The pass went back. Linda. You see Terrad Walters on the outside. He just couldn't handle the pass as he was claimed by Hampson. And then Lucas it was who cleaned it up as Wigan bring it away again. Just out from their own quarter line. Skerritt. 30 metres out. Interesting to see that run just a moment ago when Belcher was caught by Preston. We've been told that Mark Preston is very, very quick. We might get a chance to see some of that pace this afternoon. Back it comes for the kick. Lydon. Kicking again to the far side of the field as Belcher has to go almost back to his own line to collect it. Eddinghausen's there in support. Belcher runs it back. Now finds Eddinghausen, who's in the centre of the field. Eddinghausen comes at Hanley, who claims him 10 metres inside Australia's half. The heat's starting to take its toll on some of these players, not used to this sort of weather, especially the English players. Daly throws the dummy on his own. He brings in Hancock. Hancock's got support on the inside and now on the outside as it comes away now to Stewart. Just outside the quarter line. Down Wigan's end of the park. Open side. Roach, the long pass. Finds Lazarus. Lindner. He's got McGaw there. Away it goes to Eddinghausen. Eddinghausen out of one. He's got Belcher on the inside, but Hanley's there to accept the pass. He's taken by Belcher. How many times have we seen Australia's last pass being intercepted? As there it is, Hanley coming across in cover. I think that's 3 times Australia have gone close to scoring tries where they've been thwarted in the end by an intercept. On the quarter line, Wigan's end of the field. Edwards. Lydon overran him. He goes back to where the ball was played initially in his claim, just outside the quarter line. Hanley got through but then claimed from behind. That was Roach, who just managed to get him by the top of the shirt. I don't think Hanley's too well either. The kick from Lydon. This time he's going straight down the centre of the field. Hancock's coming across. Beautiful bounce though for Belcher. Belcher running the ball back. Belcher decides to come to this side of the field. Belcher's got plenty of room in front of him. He comes away now to Hancock. Hancock beats two. Hancock's got support. Hancock mightn't need support. This has been a great run from Hancock. He's only 11 metres out where he's finally put on the deck. What a great individual run that was from Hancock. And Australia are getting set again to apply the pressure. Stewart, the long cutout pass, finds Daly. Daly's pass is a loose one. Eddinghausen goes without it, and the scrum will go down on the Wigan quarter line. What a great exhibition this has been. And here's the replay again of Eddinghausen just not being able to pick that up. I think the Australians mixed that up themselves. A Wigan change getting ready. Tony Durkin.
Andy Gregory, one of the most courageous performers for Wigan this afternoon, finally succumbing to that injury. He's been replaced by big Ian Gildart in jersey 15, and I'm sure that Goulding will now feed the scrums.
That's right, Goulding's gone from the second row back to halfback now. As Marshall again, the left winger, was brought into play and he's lost the ball. Australia come up with it. Lindner, away it comes to Stewart. Stewart throws a couple of dummies before he brings Hancock in. Away it goes to Mackay, and Mackay will score. Mackay puts the ball down. Another Australian try. The crowd appreciative of Australia's work, which came from a Wigan mistake. And Brad Mackay, who has a penchant for scoring tries, he scored against France and against New Zealand. And here's Stewart. He ran across towards Hancock's wing on the Just Jeans replay, and Hancock beautifully positioned Mackay, who just beat the defence to score what in the end was a pretty simple try. It's the pressure the Australians have applied which has resulted in the try. There's the drop ball, and quickly the Australians are there in numbers. It was Lindner who picked it up, and quickly they put the Wigan team away for another 4-pointer. Stewart bringing Hancock in, and there's Mackay in that great big hole to score the try. Great football again from the Australians. Ricky Stewart pretty happy with that. And again, from a different angle, Mackay just in the space. It was pretty straightforward in the end, wasn't it?
Great hands though, and the hands have shown out all day as Mackay grabs the try as replacement at lock forward. 3 from 6 for Mal Meninga. Alexander is warming up. Apparently the call is that he'll be for Belcher. As Meninga misses once again. So goal kicking practice looks as though it could be on. Australia 34, Wigan 6. In the opening 20 minutes, we're putting a lot of pressure on. Now, well, the Australians just soak it all up. Belcher does come from the field now to give Alexander a bit of time. About 9 or 10 minutes out there. One more Wigan change, Tony.
Ian Lucas coming on. He's been replaced in jersey number 17 by Michael Forshaw.
So Lucas down to the dugout. Hampson with the kick-off. Mackay. Versatility that Fulton has at his disposal on his bench gives him so many options for changes. Players like Mackay, who can play anywhere in the team. Try and work out who's going to be the Just Jeans man of the match in this outstanding performance. Cartwright. He was our first Just Jeans man of the match. It's been amongst the forwards so far. Lazarus picked it up against Wakefield. Daly. Meninga. Coming in very late was Goodway. Stewart. He drills it straight to Steve Hampson. Gets away from Daly. Skerritt. It might be a bit warm for the footballers, but we're all praying this weather hangs around a little bit longer. What a mess. Dermott could have just about gotten away with a penalty with Australia involved in the play of the ball. The referee wasn't going to have any of it. The scrum's about 40 metres out. Colin Morris wants them to get 10 metres in from the sideline. Neither pack wants to join up. Now they do. Stewart. Daly tried to boot it ahead for the in-goal area. Dennis Betts. Great tackle, Alexander. Hanley. Edwards. Forshaw. Just 20 years of age. He's a Great Britain Colt. Edwards. Through the dummy, then stayed on the blind side. It falls clear for Edwards. Dummy won't do him any good on this occasion. Lydon uses the runaround with Gildart. Goulding. High tackle, across the chest, says the referee. Goodway was the ball runner. Hanley trying to dummy his way through. Going nowhere. Daly looked to have plenty to say to him too. Edwards. They need a bomb. That's the only way they were really going to bust this defensive line. Australia just slowing the play down a little. Lidner from dummy half. (34-6) now as the Australians go down to the last 5.
Australia bring it back to their own quarter line. Can they add to this impressive display in the last few minutes as Mackay's out to the quarter line? Big St Helens last Sunday, 34-4. It's 34-6 here against Wigan at the moment, but they're not finished with yet. Meninga gets it away to Hancock, who's got plenty of space in front of him, but was running out of room on the touchline. But again, Hancock is proving to be extremely elusive. And both wingers today have had absolute blinders, haven't they?
You've got to make mention of the fact that the starting lineup from Wigan, even though they do have some injuries here in England, included 10 players with international experience.
Great performance this by the Australians, and that's a super kick to find touch. Ricky Stewart finding touch just 20 metres out from Wigan's line. The Fords would be happy with that, just to get a bit of a breather as the game ticks down. And there's the kick, perfectly weighted kick. He really has got a great kicking game. Goulding to feed the scrum for Wigan. Edwards cuts out one as he brings Hampson into the line, but Hampson's tackled down on his own quarter line. Hanley taken by Cartwright. Betts. The cutout pass. Goodway back on the inside. Lydon. Haven't seen much of quite a few of these Wigan players in the second half, but he's offside. The penalty going Australia's way. The referee, Colin Morris, coming in very quickly to try and keep these players apart. Here's the replay. And obviously, Dermott not really appreciating the tackle. What is Australia going to put on? It'll be a tap. They're just not quite sure. Forward pass, says the referee. And now Dermott and Lazarus. Well, Lazarus took the ball up. He was tackled by Dermott, and now it's really becoming all.
Well, Dermott was the one that really let it go. All Lazarus did was throw the football at a Wigan player. Dermott was the man that threw the first king hit.
There was no risk about that.
Laurie Daly let a real flurry go once he got involved.
And then looked at the referee and started dragging players out of it.
Dermott's been in trouble twice with this referee.
And both times for punching too, Graham.
He's already had the warning to his skipper, Ellery Hanley.
And the referee very quickly to get in amongst the players, but there was no doubt that it was Dermott who started that.
Now, he was knocked away there. The ball was thrown by Lazarus. Just keep your eye on Dermott. He tried to throw the first one. He tried to have a king hit and he couldn't even get it in. It missed.
And then it developed into this. Now watch, Daly's in there. There he is. And it broke up into two fights.
The Australians were trying to let plenty of frustration out here, David, because a lot of the time where they've been trying to keep the ball alive, they've been taking shots high and late.
Now the two touch judges are out there with the referee, Mr. Colin Morris. The whistle, that loud shrill of the whistle.
I think he wants Michael Hancock, does he? Come in here off the wing. Michael Hancock.
He wants Michael Hancock. Well, Hancock looked on his outside to see who else was out there.
Would have been interesting to see if Mr. Allett, who had the game from Wakefield, what he would have done with this one.
He probably would have set the lot off. It's the way he thinks control is maintained. Now, what's going to happen here? This will be interesting.
After all that...
He's given the penalty to Wigan, and that's probably only to pacify the crowd. Just over 25,000, the official crowd here. But really, that area behind the goalpost down that far end has really taken a lot of the ground capacity away. Bob Fulton looks on. He'd be extremely pleased with this performance, though, and there's a smile. Why not? But down that far end, they're building a brand new grandstand. But with the new... here's Linda going away after they've won that scrum. And Australia might put another 4-pointer on here before the game's over and done with. Open side. A long pass, finds Daly. Quickly Meninga's there. McGaw did well to take that. He gets away though from Marshall. Back in field he comes. Marshall chased him. Oh, that was a high tackle. The referee says round the coat, round the shoulders though. And again, gee, that looked to be high to me. And Roach wanting to go on with it here. The referee very quickly though, coming in and getting these players apart. And gee, I thought it was high. And Mark McGaw obviously thought it was because he's not kidding down there. Here it is again as he comes across field. He ducks inside. Well, that was round the neck. Fairly clear.
No doubt about it. He copped this round the throat.
Skerritt it was.
Unfortunately, that angle couldn't pick it up the way the head-on did.
And that's why Roach wanted to have the conversation with Skerritt. He's not well there, Mark McGaw. Brian Hollis working on him. Probably telling him one of those famous jokes of his as Skerritt just looks on. And now Ricky Stewart's going to play the ball, or is it going to be Kerrod Walters? McGaw's walking back into place. In fact, Eddinghausen's told McGaw to go to the wing, and Eddinghausen's going to play in the centres. As Roach has it just on the quarter line. Time's almost up in this game. Alexander tries the little kick. It's gone loose and Wigan come up with it. But the siren will go at any moment. Australia leading comfortably, 34 points to 6. Penalty goes against Australia being up inside the 5. I think that some of these Australians really should just take a big breath because they're testing the referee's patience at the moment.
Mal Meninga just had plenty to say to Big Steve Roach, trying to say to him, don't waste it. Don't lose your cool here. It's not worth it now.
Well, I'm certain if any other indiscretion occurs in this match, the referee will send the transgressor off. As Skerritt takes it ahead. It's taken in good defence there by Cartwright and Meninga. 30 metres out from the Australian line. Only seconds left in the match. Hanley across field is taken well there by Mackay and Lindner, just inside Australia's territory. Ellie Hanley gives Mackay some advice to go on with. As Edwards tries the little chip and chase. Edwards gets it back, but then can't get his pass away. It goes loose. Eddinghausen dives on it for Australia. And that will just about be Wigan's last chance to put any further points on the board. Australia will just play out time. Alexander, Mackay, I don't think he was expecting it. Back it came to Alexander. Meninga stands. And again, in the back play, Alexander is involved in a bit of a scuffle with Hanley. The referee again was quick to try and stop it though as Lazarus takes it up. And it's Dermott who's around him. Let's hope this doesn't develop. And quickly the two fellows come apart as Walters takes it away for Australia. Walters, that head held high, 30 metres out from the Australian line. Australia leading 34 points to 6. Stewart, Cartwright, that was a high tackle from Goodway right round the head. The referee's penalised him, but really Cartwright copped that. That really was high again. There wasn't any doubts about either of them.
Meninga's having plenty to say about this one. Something should have been done about that one. You know, it's a joke when you come from one game where that man, Ricky Stewart, was sent off for throwing a punt, and then you can get away with something like that. Just a simple penalty against the player.
Well, there's two in a row, and Cartwright's still not well as he gets to his... In fact, Johnny Cartwright in back play is just about... He tried to get to his feet. He was like Mike Tyson was after he'd been dealt with by Buster Douglas. The punt goes high. It's coming down just outside the quarter line. Hampson takes it brilliantly. What a great take from Steve Hampson. That'll make the crowd happy. And now a penalty against Australia. Lazarus again involved, but the referee has given the penalty. He hasn't heard the siren yet.
Bobby Fulton would be hoping somebody just presses the button for the end of this match.
Well, the siren's gone. It's already sounded, but the referee hasn't heard it. Now he hears it, and the referee has blown it up.
A nasty end of this game. The crowd don't like the way it's finished, but some Australian fans here got plenty of joy out of it. They were awesome. Marvellous performance for being put under pressure early. And they just soaked it up and then hammered this Wigan side, who possess one of the strongest talents in the English Rugby League. They really did just deal with them as if they were just nothing. Meninga applauding his own players, but it was a dangerous finish to this game. A lot of bad feeling from both sides. Big crowd has seen Australia. Eddinghausen with 3 tries, Hancock, Belcher, Lang and Mackay, Meninga with the 3 goals, the penalty try to Edwards, a goal to Lydon, 34-6 Australia.